and gentlemen, everyone around and in between. It is DebateSensei CETA edition, where we talk about things relevant to the Cross-Examination Debate Association competitive debate season. I have with me the Director of Debate at California State University, Long Beach, Devin Cooper. Thank you once again, Devin, for being with me.
Very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hey, this really is the episode that's been everything else has been leading up to. We still have NDT coming up, but CEDA Nats is CEDA Nats, right? And I don't like burying the lead, so some big congratulations are in order. Long Beach taking a top spot in the speaker position, which is a tremendous accomplishment, and semifinals overall. Congratulations.
Yes, we also got third speaker and debater of the year.
The third speaker and debater of the year. Okay.
Yep. The illustrious Baby Joe, which is a committee decides who they want to choose. But we also had nominating letters and letters of support. And so here we are.
Okay. So that's separate from Copeland, yeah?
Yes.
So what happened with that? I keep forgetting.
Copeland's going to be announced at the NDT the first night. Yeah.
Okay, it seems like there's a very, very short list of people that are up for it, and you're on it, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, good. All right, let's start with sort of big picture. It was held in Fullerton?
Yep, right down the street.
Right down the street. Excellent. Well, that makes it easy. Where's NDT happening?
It's going to be at Emory University in Atlanta.
Okay, well, that'll be a nice trip. That'll be great. That'll be absolutely great. So Fullerton, you all should just commute and sleep at home, huh?
No, not in a world where we thought we were going to be in the late elims. We were definitely staying the night.
Okay. So you found a place to stay nearby?
Yeah, we stayed in the host hotels, right next to the school, the Fullerton Marriott.
All right.
Marriott.
Does it come out to California very often? It seems like it's rarely.
No, the last time I was in California is when we hosted in 2019.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look here. You know what I didn't do is I didn't look at the overall entry.
I forgot. There's one other thing.
What's up?
I also was elected the second vice president of CETA.
I did hear that, actually. I forgot that totally. Okay, second vice president of CETA. What does that job entail?
So it means that eventually in 2027, I'm going to be the president of CETA. And that also means I'm going to host CETA because I'm not going to rely on another school to host it. So we're going to host it here 2027.
Okay. So it comes back to California. So it'll be at Long Beach State in 2027.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That'll be nice. Okay. Well, hopefully we're still talking like this, but one way or another, I'd love to stop on by. All right. Okay. Excellent. So let's the big picture.
88 teams.
88 teams. Holy moly. Yeah. What was the Texas entry again? Wasn't that
even close to that, maybe?
Close to that? Okay.
Not I don't think it was more than 70. I don't think. I could be wrong, but this is the bigger one.
Okay. Are there any limits on how many entries a single team is allowed to bring?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm looking at these, and it has a mode. So some of them are online. I'm looking at Emory was online. And okay. And Kansas brought how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams? Not even 8? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We want CEDA Nats to be as large as possible.
Yeah. Is there Kansas and Kansas State are two different schools?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Kansas State Wildcats, Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that is a large entry. I was just talking over with NPDA, and they had less than half of that for their national tournament, which just happened recently. They had somebody take back-to-back wins. They just defended their title and took it. It's pretty amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but anyways.
Who was that?
That is Berkeley. parliamentary debate at Berkeley. Yeah,
Berkeley, a
yeah,
policy team as well.
yeah, they do. But the Parley team there is student run.
I know. That's
Yeah.
like your policy team.
Oh, the policy team is as well. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
all of it.
Oh, wow. Well, that is phenomenal. Absolutely. Okay. Fullerton brought a couple, and Long Beach brought a couple. All right. Who's your other Long Beach team? Are they an open division or?
Well, so at CETA, you have to submit everybody to open.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
generally.
also, we kind of like we put our novice team in, but we also put in our team that has a JV and a varsity person.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um, I was kind of expecting to see Northwestern. Am I not?
No,
No.
that's not a team that typically goes to CEDA Nats. Now
Oh,
they do have a K team, I believe, that could have gone, but they're not.
oh, is that what this is? Is like CETA's kind of okay?
It's
I understand.
K-Land. It's a K-Land big time.
Okay. What are some other notable policy teams that decided not to come?
The rest of Emory's team,
Oh, really?
parts of Kansas's team,
Oh,
uh,
you had more?
Michigan,
Okay.
Michigan State, Dartmouth,
Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit of politics going on
the
there.
rest of Texas.
Oh, the rest of Texas. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I thought I saw in one of the breaks. Well, we could go on to the breaks in a little bit, but so out of 87 to 88 teams, and there was still a novice division.
Yeah, that was a novice breakout.
Oh. So like,
It's like you have the novices get beat up by everybody else, and
got it.
then you take them out and bracket them to the top novices, and they go into their own division.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I technically think that there should just be a novice division, but I guess that's not what they want.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess it does create a little bit of extra work for the tab room, and I don't know. I'm just assuming. It seems like it would be, yeah, but whatever. All right. Okay. And so we had, because I was looking at, there was the novice, breakout, novice quarters and novice sems and novice finals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So why don't we just give a little shout out to some of the novices that did it? Was there a hybrid team? K-State and NS K-State. Do you know what that means?
What was it?
This is the breakout. So for novice, it would be MFA. It looks like a hybrid. It just says NS/K-State. I'm assuming that's who would be NS. I don't know. Let me look here. Let me Northern Iowa New School.
Oh, New School. Yes, New School. It's in New York.
Okay. Cool. Hybrid teams fairly common at all? Yeah.
And at CETA, yes.
Okay, in CETA. So we had James Madison, Northern Iowa, the New School, and K-State hybrid, and two Northern Iowas breaking out in their novice divisions. Very nice. Very nice. And then, it was partial. Looks like it was partial quads, because then they had Houston, LA, in this Sims. Okay. And the winners of James Madison wins the novice division at CETA. So a really quick, short shout out. Congratulations, James Madison. All right. So, but out of all the other teams, it breaks out to trips, partial trips. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people walking through on those trips, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like more than half. I can't count them all up though. So it's basically just anyone with a 5.3 and above breaks out.
There was some 4.4s as well.
So how does that work? Like why do they go to partials, but then some 4.4s break? Like, I don't get it.
They want to just maximize participation.
Okay.
For the most part.
For the most part. So what was y'all's? I didn't open up y'all's record. So obviously the
We were 7-1.
7-1, very nice.
Yes,
And
and then we had our second team was 4-4, and our novice team was 2-6.
okay, 4-4 for like basically like a JV team at CETA.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I like about that team is that I coached them twice and they really followed everything that I said and they won those
Ah.
rounds. I was just like, thank you, Jesus. Right. Because I mean, I know how to coach like other divisions. Most it's most hard for me to coach novice, but like I can work with JV and help that situation. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so in the end, after prelims, y'all were second seed.
Hmm.
Wow. When like the only other team that got top was Kentucky. Were they 8-0?
Yes.
Was that you in the eighth round, the two of you, or
Nope.
okay. Okay.
So we didn't become 7-1 until after round 8. We
Oh, okay.
lost round 7.
Round 7. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So we break out to partial trips. Y'all get a bye, obviously, second round or second seed. All right. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice. Are there any teams that any notable people maybe not break and everyone's like, ooh, what happened there? Nothing like that.
Mhm.
Nothing like that. Any teams where it's like, hey, unexpected, but congratulations. Any?
Well, so it's like CETA is just like there's no real expectations unless you're at the top.
Okay,
It's like CETA is just like a free for all. Like
got it.
the real rounds don't start until day 2.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Like
Uh,
not saying the other rounds are not real. It's just like the tough rounds don't start
yeah.
until day 2.
Right. When do so let's jump ahead to double aux. When are double aux happening? Like when is day
Same
one?
day as triples.
Same day as triples. Okay. So and is day one on a Friday or is it a Thursday? What does that start?
I can't remember. It was the 22nd.
22nd. All right.
Yeah.
I can pull up a calendar. If we're on the 28th right now, 22nd is a Friday.
Yeah, it
So
was Friday. Man.
it just goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So Monday is when finals happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So on Saturday. All right. All right. So on let's just from the doubles, let's see who our big breaks are. We got I see 2 from Kansas. Am I getting that right? It looks like 2 from Kansas. There's an interesting entry that just says Yong Wei. Do you know what that's about? Yong Wei versus Emory in the like. It doesn't sound like a school that I'm familiar with. No, here I'm going to click on it. I don't know what that
Wait,
is.
yeah.
Yong. Oh, it's just the name of the for Houston. I guess they didn't have their. Okay, never mind. It's just weird on Tab Room. It just looks weird on Tab Room. It's all okay. So we are in. Where's my doubles? All right, doubles. Doesn't look like we have anyone running away with the breaks. Kansas has 2. Kansas has 3. Kansas has 3. So they're the big break right there. It looks like Binghamton has a couple, and we're going to be talking about them in a little bit, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And but besides that, am I seeing anyone else with multiple breaks? Is that George Mason has 2? Okay. I might have missed a few. I just want to give those colleges shout outs for multiple breaks. Very nice. Good show. All right. So in the dubs, Long Beach is against Minnesota. How'd that go? I mean, it went well. It was a 3-0.
Yeah, they just went for framework.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, man, it becomes pretty typical stuff. Okay. Oh, Eric Mag. Oh,
You
that's an
know him, yes.
old friend of mine. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Look at that. Very nice. Oh, you judge Minnesota v. Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were in the majority on that one. How did that round go?
So Kentucky was really beating them on a lot of stuff, but there was a more personal, not personalized, but more so an argument that that Minnesota made about black women, and they were just like, you know, you did something bad in the sense of debating to like a black woman, and it was just like it became a thing, like a voter against them.
Mm,
And so, like, I feel like the initial answers that Kentucky had were kind of good. But in the 2 and R, they didn't extend those answers and made different kinds of answers to it.
oh,
And, like, they were like, Minnesota was really banking their hat on like this argument. I don't think they were going for it as much as they should have, but
okay.
that's not really my job to evaluate what they should have done. It's more
Right.
so my job to evaluate what's there. And so, in a world where I don't think the 2 and R went as hard and direct to that argument as they should have. I had to vote for Minnesota.
Oh, okay. That's well, I mean, that kind of sounds like it was a fairly close debate, and they should be proud of that. Anyways, I
Yeah.
mean, the result is also pretty close. All right. Okay. So Long Beach picks up on that one. Let's from Dubs we go to Ox. Let's see, who do we still have in Ox? Looks like only one of the Kansas teams makes it through. No, oh, they're Kansas State. Okay. Um, Looks like everyone's down to one. Each college only having one at this point now. So those
Mhm.
big breaks are whittled down. Um, so Long Beach is versus Kansas State. Again, they pick up on a unanimous decision. Do you know what happened in that round? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were negative,
Yes.
and we just read an argument about their app. Their app was like really about like black arguments. Like they were talking about, I think, affirm black breath or something like that, or
Oh,
along those lines. And it was like affirming like people who took their last breath, like Eric
oh,
Garner and George Floyd. And
oh.
so that was like kind of like really KF that talked about black arguments, but they made a performative mistake in that debate, Kansas State. So they said that their affirmative was a form of like black feminism or a new form of black feminism. And so in one of their cards for that advocate, it said forming bonds to be in line with Palestinians that are fighting against occupation.
Okay.
And so as they were like questioning the other team, the guy on Kansas State team was holding a Starbucks cup and drinking Starbucks.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah, so they made a performative argument about the fact that if your feminism is supposed to make, performative stances of allegiance and, solidarity with
Mm,
Palestinians, why are you drinking Starbucks, who is definitely a donator to or in support of Israel?
wow. Okay,
So
man.
that was one of the arguments.
So, like, do you know? So, did both your debaters catch that, or is there one that
No, Diego
Diego
caught
got
it.
that? Oh,
And
okay.
then, because also the other thing too that happened earlier in the prelims, another team was kind of doing the same thing, and they were talking about Palestine and stuff like that. But one of the teammates was drinking like Starbucks, but he didn't point it out, and so
Mm,
they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make sure we look for that next time that somebody talks
mm,
about that." And so this time they really did it. They called it out in cross examination. They were like, "So your card talks about how we has to be like performing the solidarity with Palestinians, right? That's what your feminism informs." And they were
yeah.
like, "Yeah." And then as they were talking, the guy was like holding a Starbucks cup drinking from it, and he was like, and then Diego was like, "Well, what are you drinking there?" And he was like,
Oh,
"Starbucks." And it's like,
oh,
yeah.
man.
So that became an argument, a dissad
Okay.
against their, a dissad against their advocacy.
Okay. Okay. Um, Right. Well, I'm gonna so we got 3 more rounds, but you were watching George Mason versus Binghamton. Again, you're on
Mhm.
a split decision in the majority on that one. What
Yeah,
happened
I'm
there?
always right.
Was that?
I'm always right when I judge. I mean, and I just make sure that I flow very closely and very like, specific. Like you can tell, like just
There you
like
go.
here,
There you go.
it's like very
There it is.
like to the point. Like I don't miss anything. So, that's why, that round was pretty good in the
Okay.
sense that, the negative team was just like on it. That Binghamton team was on fire. They were just like very spot on. They weren't all scripted out. They weren't all blocked out. They were
Okay.
just really explaining their arguments, indicting, doing all of the good things. It was great.
All right. All right. Um, so from octafinals, we now go to quarters. There's only 8 teams left. We have, and now we can start pointing them out. We got Wake Forest versus West Georgia, Iowa versus Long Beach. Long Beach again picks up on a unanimous decision. Oh wait, Binghamton did have 2 teams, and they hit it. And I
And
didn't.
then one walked over after that
One
round.
walked over in the quarters. My goodness, was it the team that you?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the ones who walked over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! Wow, in quarters, man. Yes, I mean, sometimes it happens, and it'll happen like in octafinals, and you're like, "Oh, that sucks," you know what I mean? But like quarters is like that's when things are getting real. They're getting real. You know what I mean? It's like you got the top 10 teams in the country right there. Oh my goodness. Okay, well that's amazing. We got how come one? How come there's one panel with 5 and 2 other panels with only 3?
Well, that means they didn't strike anybody on a strike card.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Um, so Long Beach versus Iowa. Oh, you're in that 5-person panel. Yeah, you're in the majority again on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wake Forest versus West Georgia. Wake Forest picks up. Yeah, really quick, what happened in that round?
Um, so that round there was like a black half again that was about like quantum blackness and very like high theory blackness arguments. And so this is also DeMarvin, who is one of the great debaters at Wake,
Okay.
one of my favorites, and he like it was a very intense round a little bit because the debate started to devolve into a counterplan kind of dissad-ish debate. I think that one of the authors from Wake's uh, like Av talked about like getting rid of nuclear power or something like that, or leading up to the abolition of nuclear power. And so what the negative said was like, cool, if that's true, then we're gonna go all in and talk about why nuclear power is good and make it a disad and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Problem is that the link was not as good for that,
Okay.
even though I do think that Wake kind of drastically undercovered this debate in the
Mm.
2AC, but they ended up being victorious. But
Okay.
perceptually, you could tell that there was possibly some red zone there in the
Okay.
beginning.
All right. All right. And so Iowa v. Long Beach. What happened in this round here?
So this debate, I think, was really all about movement building and organization, and like the affirmative was about general strike, and we were just saying, no, we think that the way that you talk about movements is like very parasitic on like black folks of the past and in the future. And it was like a slap down about that type of argument. So
Okay. Okay. It seemed to have worked. Uh, some of those names seem somewhat familiar. All right. Well, here we go though. This is the moment right here. You did not need to judge anything in the semis. Long Beach hits one of the Binghamton teams that walked over the team that walked over.
mhm.
But this one they did not pick up, and this is where it ended on a 2-1. So what happened?
So what I will say about this debate is it was a debate that got really personal,
Mm,
and it was a debate that was a bit dramatic and messy.
mm,
And I think that we lowered ourselves to engage in some of that messiness, which we should not have.
uh,
And, you know, we don't really play the messy, personalized debate stuff in the way that other folks may like to do that in this activity.
mhm,
And so this is why they weren't really equipped to be like shady and personal
mhm,
like other teams. And
right.
so I think that just being very PC about it, I would say that you know, we should have been focused more on what was at hand. Like we should have saw, you know, the forest from the trees, you know, instead of like
Yeah,
chasing after the shiny objects that were being put up to us by the negative. Now, you know, that's just
yeah.
kind of what it is. And then like the judges had a split understanding of what happened. I mean, I think on that panel it was mixed. I mean, the decisions sound like a 1-1-1 in a sense,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, you know, you live and you learn from things, and I think that yeah.
Okay, okay. I mean, semifinals is semifinals at CETA. All right, like there. I mean, you have uh 84 other teams that would love to be in that spot. You know what I mean? It's like, and so like they absolutely, you know, a great showing there. What that does is it leads to a final round against Binghamton and Wake Forest. And Binghamton picks up on a 5-2 on this one. I see you're not in there. I don't see. Oh, I see Eric is
Mhm.
on that. He's
Yeah,
in.
I wouldn't be judging around based on what happened.
Albeit, yeah, 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 yeah.
You know.
Do they factor that in like consistently? Like if your team drops to one of the other teams, you're not going to be in the next round judging.
No, that's not how it worked.
Yeah.
Particularly, I was not going to be in that debate because I don't think that me as a person would have been beneficial
Right. Right.
to be in that debate based
Okay.
on what had happened in the round before.
Okay.
So I've
Yeah.
constrained myself in
Okay.
general
Gotcha.
from
They have
being.
a process for self constrainment in those situations. Okay.
Well, I'm doing it across the board.
Yeah. Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay. So do you know what happens in this final round?
I don't. I
Oh.
didn't even watch it. I
Okay.
didn't have any desire to watch it because I felt like if it was going to look anything like the last round,
Hmm.
what's the point?
Yeah. All right.
It's just like I'd rather watch debate that is getting to the issues at hand and the
Hmm.
arguments as opposed to the people who are making the arguments, you know?
All right. Um, Tell me a little bit about the speaker awards. How, like, for
So that
me,
it was interesting because they decided to do the speaker awards kind of like how speech does it, where it just called up all 20 speakers
oh,
and then they were just like in 20th, dot, in 19th, dot,
okay.
19th. Yeah, it was crazy.
And that's not normal then for
No.
no, they usually just call them up one at a time. Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, it cut like for efficiency's sake, that seems to. Oh, do they? But they call everybody's name in what, like alpha?
They said all 20 come up in no particular order.
Oh,
And
okay.
then when they got up there, they had them line up just like they do in speech. And they were saying, and 20th, and
Got
19th,
it. Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
type of thing. So I
Okay.
thought that was interesting. Like we don't really do that, but it was pretty cool, I
That's
think.
nice. That's nice. And Long Beach's own Diego um,
Hmm.
got the award. I meant
This
to ask
is,
when we were having the interview that a lot I've seen often. I don't know if this was the same thing, but he enters as Jay-Z.
yeah, that's his middle name.
Oh, that's his middle name.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. um, how did he get that middle name? Was that given to him for a long
I
time? Or was
think
that
that's his parents, and it was,
wow?
yeah.
That makes me feel really old. That Jay Z is old enough to be influencing people's names. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, oh my god. All right, all right. It was a fantastic showing. And not only that, but after ADA, which why don't you go ahead and let people take a look behind you, what you've been covering up this whole time. Yes, there's the trophy. All right. So to have um, a, a win and then a semifinal, and we still got NDT coming. Like I remember when we first got started in this season, the goals that these two were setting up, and I think that they are achieving them, and they still have one more to go, and I have very high hopes for them as well.
Yeah, I
So,
do too. I think that the experience they had at CETA is really going to push them to like really go full throttle at the NDT.
mhm.
And and I told them they have to do that and just stand on it and make it a thing.
All right. Well, next time we get together, we're going to talk about how you make the transition from CETA to the NDT. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Devin, for giving us our
you're
insights
welcome.
behind the scenes. And I'll see you again in the future.
All right.
Bye.